What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chad from Wrist Aficionado, and today we're going through watches owned by famous celebrities. In these two watch boxes, I have about $4 million worth of inventory. We're gonna try to go through least expensive to most expensive watches worn by these celebs. First on our list, we're gonna grab this Rolex GMT Master II. So this watch is nicknamed the Sprite, obviously because of the colors, the black and green ceramic bezel. This watch you can get on an oyster bracelet, but here it's paired with a Jubilee bracelet, which personally is my favorite. What's also interesting about this piece is you can check 2 time zones all at once because it's a GMT. This isn't just any GMT. What makes this watch super interesting is this watch is actually made for a lefty. That's why you'll notice the crown is on the left side of the watch instead of the typical right side. This is the first lefty watch ever made by Rolex. Major celebrities that own this watch are LeBron James, Ed Sheeran, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Roger Federer, just to name a few. And if you want to be amongst those kind of owners, you can pick up this piece from us here at Wrist Aficionado for $22,800. The second watch that we're going for in our watch box is this Patek Philippe Grand Complications Perpetual Calendar Chronograph. So this watch here is in platinum. You can also get this in a red dial, but for me personally, I like the green the best. And it also has an open case back where you can see the movement. So this watch is a perpetual calendar, which means it gives the day, date, month, and moon phase. This watch must be a soccer player's or a football player's watch because it's owned by Lionel Messi, Harry Kane, and Ben Chilwell. And you can pick up this watch from us for $214,000. So these 2 watches here that are next on our list are owned by 2 of my favorite celebrities. One is Kevin Hart, and the other one is John Mayer. And this watch I'm referring to is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, but not just any Royal Oak. These watches are the tourbillon versions. And this one here in my right hand is made out of steel with a blue face dial, and this one in my left hand is an extra special piece. This watch is actually limited to only 50 pieces. It's made out of titanium. It has a blue-green dial. And at the top, at the 12 o'clock hour marker, you'll notice these aren't the same as every other index on the watch. The indexes are actually made out of baguette diamonds. Crazy. You can pick up these watches in steel for $165,000. But the one here in titanium is gonna set you back about double the price at $339,000 for this watch. And before we get over here, if you're wondering what I'm wearing on my wrist, I'm rocking a Rolex GMT Master II. Personally, why I like this watch, it's made out of steel, it's got a black ceramic bezel so you can easily beat it up, but I love that it kind of gives off a sporty feel to it. More than, obviously it looks like the Submariner from afar. I'm not quite sure who wears this watch, but I'm sure a lot of people own this piece because it's fairly inexpensive compared to what we have here. But I think it's still a super cool piece, and it's worn by this celebrity. No, just kidding. So next up on our list, we have this watch. This watch here is the Patek Philippe Nautilus Perpetual Calendar Moon Phase in white gold. Personally, I love these watches because they're super classy looking pieces. And when you get it in white gold and the Perpetual Calendar, it just makes it that much more special. And it also has an open case back where you can see the beautiful inner workings of the movement. Individuals that own this watch are Stormzy, the UK rapper, and of course, Lionel Messi also owns this piece. You can pick up this watch for $243,000. Next up, we're gonna grab 2 other watches that are both over $1 million for each of these pieces. Mind-boggling. Just switching between this watch and this one here, it's amazing to see the difference in weight. This one here is in white gold and weighs probably about 4 to 5 times the weight of this. Just the engineering behind this piece is insane. So this watch here is the Richard Mille RM2703. Limited to only 50 pieces, this watch was made for and worn famously by Rafa Nadal, who used to wear these pieces while playing because it only weighs 34 grams. It's absolutely insane how light this watch feels. Going from holding this watch that weighs over 200 grams to wearing a watch that weighs just a fraction of that is just mind-boggling. Another fun fact about this watch is obviously it was made for Nadal, but it's got to fit that criteria for him to play while wearing this piece. So that's why it can withstand up to 10,000 Gs. Individuals who own this watch are of course Rafa Nadal, but also Ed Sheeran has been seen wearing this piece. And this watch is gonna set you back $1,375,000. Insane. The last watch here on our list is the most expensive out of any of these pieces. And honestly, if you add up all the other watches together, it might equal somewhere around what this watch is worth. This watch is the Mille RM5002. That's limited to only 30 pieces. What makes this watch extra special and unique, it was actually a collaboration between Mille and Airbus. 3 fun facts about this watch is if you've ever sat on an airplane and looked out the window, well, you may see some resemblance here with this watch because it was made to look like an airplane's window. You kind of see here with the dial and the case. Number 2 is the lume on the dial glows the same as the Airbus cockpit at night. Super cool. And number 3 is parts of the chronograph movement have been coated with a special aeronautical coating that helps limit the corrosion. Small details are all about this watch, where you'll even notice the screws here on the casing are actually the same screws used on the Airbus. And one individual that I'm sure you've probably watched a ton of his movies that owns this watch is Jackie Chan, who was recently spotted wearing this piece. That costs $1,895,000. So that's it for our video on the celebrity watches. Are you taking the Rolex? Are you taking the Patek? Are you taking AP? Or are you taking Mille? Out of these, comment below which would you choose. If I had my choice, personally, there's a lot of good choices here. The dial on the AP's stunning. The green Patek you just can't go wrong with. Absolute classy looking piece. Nadal is my favorite tennis player, so it's hard to go against that. But honestly, the engineering behind this RM5002 is just mind-boggling. I'm about 1.8 million short for that watch, but if I had my choice and money wasn't an object, I'm taking Jackie Chan's piece. But if you had your choice, again, comment below which would you choose. If not, like and subscribe to the channel, and we've got more videos coming like this every single week, so like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.